in a peaceful village nestled between shimmering meadows and a forest that glowed like emerald glass. There lived a curious girl named Alice. Her bright eyes always seemed to look beyond the ordinary, searching for secret worlds hidden in the corners of the day. One golden afternoon, while the sun painted the sky with soft honey light, Alice wandered to the edge of the meadow. A cool breeze brushed her cheeks, carrying whispers of leaves and the distant song of a river. As she bent to pick a daisy, something unusual caught her eye. It was a white rabbit, wearing a tiny blue coat, hurrying past her and muttering, oh dear, I'm terribly late." Alice blinked in surprise. "Late for what?" she whispered to herself. But the rabbit was already racing toward the forest, his little feet barely touching the ground. Curiosity fluttered inside her like a small bird, a feeling she could never ignore. Without a second thought, she followed him. His snowy tail flickered through the trees like a lantern, guiding her deeper and deeper into the woods. Just as she was about to call out again, the rabbit slipped down a hollow beneath a great ancient oak tree. Alice leaned in, her curiosity getting the better of her. Suddenly, the ground gave way. Down she fell, not with a crash, but gently, spinning as if the air itself had decided to cradle her. The descent was magical. Shelves lined the tunnel, filled with teapots, fluttering books with moving pictures, and glowing lanterns that drifted past her like fireflies. Instead of fear, Alice felt a profound sense of wonder. Finally, her journey ended as she landed softly on a bed of golden leaves. The white rabbit was already rushing down a long tunnel ahead. Alice rose, quickly brushing the leaves off her dress, and hurried after him. She found herself in a long hallway with doors of every shape and size. Some were tall and grand, others were short and wide, and one was no bigger than a mouse hole. In the center of the hall stood a small crystal table, and on it a tiny silver key. She tried the key on each door, but none would open. Then her eyes fell upon the smallest door, one she had almost missed. Behind it, she could see a painted meadow, vibrant and inviting. "I must shrink," she murmured, her eyes scanning the room. That's when she spotted a little bottle on the table, shimmering like captured moonlight with a tag that read "Drink me." She took a careful, tentative sip. In an instant, the world around her grew enormous. The table towered above her like a skyscraper, and the doors became colossal archways. She was now small enough to slip through the tiny door. Beyond it lay a breathtaking kingdom. This was a world painted with imagination. Glowing flowers chimed with musical notes when touched. Butterflies made of painted glass fluttered through the air, and a soft blue sky rippled like a sheet of silk. Alice stepped forward, her heart fluttering with pure delight. "Welcome to Wonderland," said a gentle voice from above. Alice looked up to see a Cheshire Cat appearing on a tree branch, fading in and out of sight like a dream you can't quite remember. His grin, however, hovered in the air long after the rest of him had vanished. "Have you seen the white rabbit?" Alice asked, feeling strangely comfortable talking to a disappearing cat. "Oh, he rushes everywhere," the cat purred, his voice smooth as velvet. "He's always in a hurry. But if you follow the path of singing roses, you will find him. Or perhaps something just as curious." Alice thanked the peculiar cat and set off on the petal-strewn path. Soon she reached a garden filled with roses that hummed soft, gentle melodies. In the center of the garden was a long table set for tea, lit by hanging lanterns made of captive fireflies. At the table sat a Mad Hatter with a towering hat and a sleepy dormouse, their teacups clinking softly. "You're just in time," the Hatter exclaimed with a wide, friendly smile. "Time is a tricky fellow, you see, and today he's decided to run backward." Alice giggled as he poured her a cup of tea that flowed upward from the teapot instead of down. "I'm trying to find the White Rabbit," she explained, taking a seat at the whimsical party. The dormouse, nestled comfortably in a teapot, murmured sleepily, "Follow kindness." In Wonderland, hearts led better than eyes. Taking the strange but heartfelt advice, Alice continued her journey. She walked through groves of whispering trees and across sparkling streams until she came to a quiet clearing. There, in front of a tall castle made of rose-quartz stone that shimmered in the light, she found the White Rabbit at last. He was pacing nervously, wringing his little paws. "Oh, Miss Alice," he fretted, his voice filled with worry. "The Queen's garden is in trouble. The heart tree is wilting, and without it, all of Wonderland will fade away." Hearing this, Alice felt a warm resolve bloom inside her. This magical place had shown her nothing but wonder, and she couldn't bear the thought of it disappearing. "Then let's save it," she said with a determined voice. Together they entered the castle grounds. In the center of a magnificent garden stood the great heart tree. Its petals were falling like tears, and its glowance, bright enough to light the entire kingdom, now flickered weakly. A gentle figure approached them. It was the Queen of Hearts, but not the fearsome ruler from tales and stories. This queen was kind and graceful, wearing a crown shaped like blooming roses, and her eyes held a soft sadness. "Bravery is a rare thing, young one," the queen said softly, her voice like the rustle of leaves. "The heart tree can only be healed by someone with a pure spirit, someone who truly believes in wonder." Alice knew what she had to do. She stepped forward and rested her hand against the tree's bark. It felt warm, like a gentle heartbeat. She closed her eyes and thought of everything that made her world beautiful. Her quiet village, her loving family, the sunlit meadows, the song of the river. She thought of the kindness she had found in this strange, magical place. As she did, the tree began to shine. A soft, warm glow spread through its branches, growing brighter and brighter with every happy thought. Its petals unfurled like newborn stars, and a wave of brilliant light washed over the kingdom, carrying warmth and life through every grove, every garden, and every dream. Wonderland was saved. The White Rabbit wiped his eyes with a tiny handkerchief. "You did it, Miss Alice. You really did it. The Queen smiled, placing a hand over her own heart. You reminded all of Wonderland what true wonder is. It's not just magic. It's kindness and belief. The world around Alice began to shimmer, and a gentle tug pulled her backward, as if Wonderland itself was sending her home with a heart full of gratitude. A final whisper brushed her ears, a secret just for her. Remember, believe in the impossible, and the world becomes magical. With a single blink, Alice found herself back in the meadow. The daisy she had bent to pick was still in her hand, and the sun was dipping toward the evening horizon. Everything looked ordinary again, just as she had left it. Yet it all felt brighter, fuller, more alive. Alice smiled to herself, a knowing, secret smile. For she knew that somewhere, just beyond the veil of leaves and light, Wonderland still bloomed, beautiful and bright, waiting for the next heart brave enough to see it. And she understood that true wonder isn't just found in magical lands, but lives within us when we stay curious, kind, and brave enough to believe in the magic of our own world. Thanks for watching this story unfold. If you enjoyed this journey into Wonderland, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more magical adventures. See you next time.